a minute late, fashionably late. Hey, I'm here, and I think I see people here. So, hi, Chris. Hi, Michael. Brian Horton's here. Good. He got off work early tonight in Florida. Patty Sue. Hey, how are you? Tell Lori I said hi. Jong's here. Renee's here. I see Robbie's coming in. Great. There's lots of people popping in. So, cool. Very nice. So, we're at the right Facebook page. Cool. So, we're at the right Facebook page, which is good. So, happy to doing it right this time. So we're figuring out a few things behind the scenes, a few distractions, but we're getting it right. So, and we're going to turn that off. Okay, cool. So I have 9 things to show you today, 9 dolls, characters, fun things. And I'm going to make it fun this time. It'll be like how I would do it, how I do it at home, or how I would like to do it at home. And of course, that you can do the same thing. If you have questions, go ahead and type them in. I see that they roll up on the screen, so I'll try to get to them in between. But go ahead and ask some questions, and we'll ask away. So first thing we're going to do is this Mr. and Mrs. Royal Court Rabbit. So I'm seeing a million questions pop up right now. But this is, let's get these over here, is I'm going to do those over there, wasn't I? And here I am doing them here. So, okay. Plan B already. So this is Mr. and Mrs. Royal Court Rabbit. 2 very sweet rabbits. I have her sitting down right now because I don't know where her stand is. I don't need her stand, though. You know they stand or they sit. There's 2 different sets of rabbits that we did this year. They each come in 2 sizes also. But this one is the lavenderish one that she's got lots of lavender and some really, really pretty colors on her. And I'm going to show you at the very end the other one, the other rabbits, which are called, come on, let's see what they're called. They're called Mr. and Mrs. Easter Rabbit. I should figure that out. I'm going to do those in an Easter basket. You could interchange either of these with that Easter basket that I do at the end. It really depends which colors do you like the most, which ones do you love the most. The detail on them is exquisite. Jong and I do all the design work on them and just put an enormous amount of detail into them. And especially Jong, he loves to add lots of great details onto these things. So it's fun pulling the colors and the materials and the textures together. Really, really fun pieces. Renee is going to help me today. Let's do the big piece. We're going to show them the big ones also. And what we're going to do, Renee's going to, you can take your mask off. There we go. He's not the mask designer now. He's going to show them in the carriage, which is very, very cool to do. And this is a Mark Roberts carriage, and it's available at some retailers. It may be hard to find, but it is available at some retailers. But sometimes he ties them on there. You take this out of the way. And other times, but it's sweet how on the carriage he has her riding. And how cool would it be if you have, hi Steve Garcia, I know Steve Garcia has a swan. How cool would it be to add the swan to the front of the carriage, which is over here, over there, on that side. And here, use the wire cutters, or are you just going to do that? Add, a swan to the carriage as if it's pulling it forward. Or, this Mr. Rabbit could be walking in front of the carriage instead of hitching a ride on the back here. It's darling riding on the back here. But you could easily have him walking, leading the carriage in the front. So either way, what's great about it is, the coolness of it is, you can pose them in different ways. The rabbits have kind of big feet. You can make them stand on their own. So you have to get the center of balance and everything. You can get them at your local retailers. You can also get them at the marketplace. You can see that down there. We've highlighted those things for you. Or you can do this with your existing pieces that you have at home. Fun things. Just, what do you have at home? What do you have in your garage? What do you have in your attic? What do you have in your storage space that you want to add and do fun stuff with? But I like to take stuff and just pose them, do different things from them. I see Karen from Australia coming in. Cool. All the way. What time is it over there in Australia, Karen? I'll have to check my phone and see. Lots of different accessories that you can do. I put these next to lamps. I think I've got one I'm going to show you over here. Lots of different fun things you can do with them. What a great centerpiece this makes on a long dining table. Or if you've got a deep set mantle, how great it would look on a deep set mantle. Or on a coffee table in your living room or family room. What a neat thing that would be to do, to incorporate a prop of some sort, a carriage or a flower basket or something fun with these. So that really makes it kind of fun. So Mr. and Mrs. Royal Court Rabbit, fun pieces, and I don't have my timer on today, so I may go over time or I may go under time. Who knows? But yeah, you can turn it on. But we'll show you another item and see how it's going. So Rhode Island, Virginia. It's 5 o'clock. Is it 5 o'clock in the morning in Australia or 5 o'clock I think it's 5 o'clock in the morning. Goodness gracious. Okay, so the next item I am going to do is show you is the Easter basket fairy. So here we go. This is the first time we've done this. If you saw the raw test version we did a couple days ago, if you got lucky and found it on the other Facebook page, that was really an interesting set. But so we're doing these one at a time. We're figuring this out as we go along to do them. But I want them to be more me coming into your home or you coming into my studio. So if you've got any questions, there is some questions while we're waiting because we're figuring this out. There was 2 questions that were on my Facebook. My sound is off, guys, so it won't. Well, I won't get scolded by Brian or John. But Denise had asked earlier, how long does it take to get your catalog after sending in the registration cards? Great question, Denise. We send the catalogs out twice a year, and that is in December, right before Christmas, and that's for the spring items, and around Labor Day for the fall and Christmas pieces. And then after that mailing, if we still have catalogs, we continue to mail them out every week or every 2 weeks or so from when we get registration cards. So as long as you send a registration card in at least once a year, you're going to for sure get a registration. You're going to get a calendar and a catalog. We send a calendar out in December with that December catalog. So that's basically the time frame on that. So Greece is calling. Thank you. Or not calling, but checking in. So that's great. It's great to see international customers. There are, in Australia, we've got a great new distributor that's going on their 2nd year. That's getting lots of great retailers in Australia, which we're very happy for. And this year, we just started out with a distributor, a very good distributor in Europe. And so the European retailers are going to be able to carry my line more often. So let's talk about the Easter basket fairy, which is, you're going to do a fresh flower arrangement. Okay. You have knives? Okay, cool. Renee's going to make Renee's going to make a fresh flower arrangement, and I'm going to talk about this. He's only got like a minute to make this thing, so, but he's a pro at it. He's done some displays on cruise ships, so he can do this fast. The Easter basket fairy, what I love about this, and I always love doing them every year, is the color, the bright colors, bright festive colors. These have combinations of pastels and the bright, vibrant purples and the rich, I call it almost like a ripe green. Is ripe the right word? Is that the word we chose? Fresh green, whatever. It's a fresh, ripened green. It's very, very, you can almost taste it. It's such a sweet green. So, but gorgeous colors. It's tangy. In fact, we couldn't think of the color, what we called a tangy green. And I knew you could taste it. But, so Easter Rabbit Fairy is always a fun piece to do, and he's a little Santa Fairy with Easter ears. So how cute and how cool is that? You can bend them, you can flop them, you do all this other stuff. And what's really sweet on this, and Renee's putting this thing together, and I'm going to help him actually, because it's okay. This reminds me of the days when I was doing flower shows with people, and we would literally do them just like this together. We just design together. It doesn't matter, because we're going to make it look beautiful. And I don't use scissors usually, but I'm going to let Renee have the scissors for that. So, or the knife for that. But, fresh flowers are great to have. I like to, sometimes I post online on my Facebook page, flowers from my garden. And I don't grow that many because I'm not that good, but I am able to get different roses and stuff. Oh, this is cool. Renee's bringing over some, use this one. That's good. I want the orange egg, though. Some little styrofoam eggs. Is that the medium or the large? Is there only one size Easter basket? Excuse me, Rick, there's 2 size Easter basket fairies. The small and the medium. In the springtime, we don't do a large size. So the largest is the medium. How cool is this? Adding some little styrofoam eggs. Patty Sue Thornton is from the flower shop, Notice how fun this is. I'm just going to tuck this one in here. What's cool then, you guys know about this little tube back here. John, can you give me a little close-up of that? Can we look at that? Are we able to do that? We're going to do it. Oh, we're stuck. Maybe we're doing it. Okay. Anyways, you stick this in the tube. And there it is. Cool. And I'm just going to stick this stick right into the floral foam. And how cool is this again? This just creates a lot of life on your flower arrangement for Easter or for spring. He came out of here, so I'll do it again. So I grew up in the flower shop. I started when I was 13 cleaning flowers and cleaning the bathrooms and the floors and stuff. And I still do some of those things now and then. But how fun is that then to just add a little fairy to your arrangement? You can leave that registration card on or you can take it off. I'm going to leave it on because I am. But great way to add excitement to it. You know, the way these are designed is to be used. I see so many great pictures from people that post on the different Facebook posts, on the Mark Roberts Collectors Clubs, that Terry Tipton Caton has started the Mark Roberts Magic Collectors site, and I see so many beautiful pictures of things that you do in your home. So this is kind of an inspiration. I do this kind of stuff often, but honestly, when I see some of those pictures, I'm like, wow, that's cool. I need to do that at home, or maybe even in the showroom. And sometimes it gives inspiration for new designs for next season. So when you post those things, thank you. So you could do the same thing if you had a larger arrangement with this larger piece. You could do that as a tablescape with maybe moss and eggs and grasses. Artificial grass would be great. You can get a sample at Home Depot even. You know, a little bit of the artificial grass, stick this guy in it, stick some eggs around it, some chocolate, little chocolate eggs or something would be fun and be cool to do. So if you haven't gotten your Easter basket fairy, or if you already have an Easter basket fairy from a previous year, fun ways to make them look magical. Hopefully people are going to be coming over to your home this Easter, and we're celebrating a little bit more and getting back together. And it's great to decorate our homes for not just ourselves, but our friends and family. So what's next? Do you have any good questions? Gorgeous display, thank you. Hi, Terry, thank you. Terry's here now, that's good to see. Terry, by the way, suggested the Q&A. So when you have questions, I'm doing a lot of stuff. I'll try to get to them. And John is flagging me to look over at them sometimes. But then he flags me and says, don't look over that way, look at the camera. So I'm trying to do both. But I'll answer as many questions as I can, or we'll do some Q&A at the end. The next item we're going to do is the rabbit. So I'm just going to set this over here, Renee, if that's okay. And we'll just clean this off. That's good. We're good. These are fun to do. We were coming up with different things. We also, while we're doing the, can we put some of these up? Because we're just going to, I'll just talk about it over here while we're doing that. This concept was, and I talked about design concepts last event, I'll call it, because it really was quite an event when it was on the wrong Facebook page. But I was talking about the different concepts, like from the design process. Where does it begin? And it generally becomes with a name. And really, there was just a concept, and John and I were talking about, you know, there's a lot of men that are collectors. And there's a lot of women that are collectors, obviously, whose husbands either really like them or want to like them. And so what we thought, what would go in a man's office or a man's library. So we came up with this gentleman's rabbits. And I liked the idea of the monocles, and John was pretty clever how he kind of came up with the concept of how we'll connect them and do all that stuff. And great clothing. It's a little bit more masculine. This is a year-round rabbit, though. They're still posable. It's a year-round rabbit. It can go on your bookshelf. It can go in the office. You know, it sure is going to be a talking point. Somebody comes into that office, your husband's office, or your office, and they're seeing this. This is going to be something that's going to engage business people, friends. So great gift for your husband, great gift for at home. I have a set that I'm going to put in my office at home. We just got them in just recently, so I believe it's for Mother's Day, Michael's saying. Okay. Hi, Carol. Carol from William Glenn up in Sacramento. Carol, I love you. You're such a great person. She's a great person, great friend of mine, works up at William Glenn up in Sacramento. Will you be showing the very best fairy? Michael, yes, I will the next time. So you've got to tune in. You promised me you'll tune in for the next time. We're going to do the very best. And that's great for Mother's Day, but absolutely yes. Okay, do the gentlemen bunnies come off the stand and can you pose their legs? No, and sort of. And that's Robbie. Robbie is this is a young gentleman that is very, very talented. He's got a great mom. I talked to his mom. Actually, I talked to both of you guys at one point. But very, very talented. If you look at some of the things Robbie's done on YouTube, it's amazing. These are secured to the stand. They're screwed on, actually. But, Robbie, they are a little bit bendable. I'm going to, let's see. Okay, so he could bow. He's bowing at the bow, wherever that is. But he could bow a little bit. But his legs are permanent from the knees down. So I'm bowing him, so he's kind of having an engaging conversation with this guy with the pipe and the umbrella. Anyways, very cool pieces. That was a good question, Robbie. Thank you, because I actually didn't remember that answer. So they can be. Are you able to purchase from my showroom in Santa Ana? No. My showroom in Santa Ana is only wholesale showroom. We're not open to the public. And so you do have to buy through independent retailers who I've always supported real strongly. They are the backbone and the support of my business. And they're the backbone and the support of our communities, each our individual communities. So whenever you can support your local retailer, please do that. Go in and see them. Tell them Mark Roberts sent you, please. But, and you have to ask oftentimes, hey, do you have this? And retailers need to be pushed sometimes. That's life. But it's not going to hurt to ask. So, okay. Cool. Good questions, good comments. So also, what you're seeing up here on some of these cute little resin pieces, because I'm going to use these up a little bit later, not all of them, but some of them. I think there's a couple more. I was in the way. These are, if Peggy King is watching, there's something that Peggy King likes, and I don't know if you ever got it. Oh, it's going to come. What is that? There it is. I think Peggy liked these a long time ago. I maybe love them once Peggy talked about them. These are available at Paragold.com and Dillards.com. They may be at other retailers also, but you can get them. You can see right there, Paragold and Dillards.com. They have a lot of my Mark Roberts product year-round, and they do have this whole selection of these pieces. There's a few other cute ones. Let me just grab them and show them off while we're cute little fun pieces. I'm going to use a few of these in an Easter basket at the end. I got to choose which one or two to use, but they're fun pieces. So what do we get to do after this? We get to do Easter egg fairies. So we're going to pass these guys off for a little bit, and then we're going to do Easter egg fairy, and we'll just leave these guys up here. We can make this work. Easter egg fairy is actually a piece from last year. It's a different design from last year. Some of you may have it. And, oh, Renee, you got it mostly started this time. Wow, look at you. Look at you. Okay, cool. So we want to show you about doing a wreath. Wow, you got Kevin. You can go ahead and set it right up on here. You're good. We'll figure this out as we go along. So if this thing comes crashing down on us, okay, he's trying to kill me. So Renee's worked for me for like, what, 15, 18 years? Yeah, so he's known me for a long time, so yeah, he might want to kill me. Who knows? I'm sure I've done enough things to make him want to do it sometimes. So we talked about doing this and tucking just in a grapevine wreath. I found an egg shape, and you'll see this. We'll take it off in a minute. But an egg-shaped grapevine wreath. And how cool is it to set the fairy inside the wreath and just tuck some flowers. And again, you just cut up some flowers. You don't have to be perfect. It just has to be pretty. And make it fluffy and soft and put some different stuff in it. Why couldn't you tuck a few eggs in there for Easter? You know, I'm kind of one that's pink, but it'll do. I'm kind of one to just add and throw stuff in. Let's see, you want blue on that side because you got pink over there already. But you know how cute it is to just add some fun stuff to it. You would pick it with wire and wire it in, but easy to do, easy to make. Wreaths are huge right now. if you see their wreaths are everywhere. You see them online. You see stuff on, what's that great website? It's my favorite, Pinterest. I love looking at Pinterest. So many pretty things on there. And you see lots of beautiful wreaths on Pinterest. You get lots of good ideas. So you can do that on there, whether if it's a small one or a large one. But what I wanted to show you with this also is, and let's take this off. Can I take the wreath and you take and whatever falls off, falls off. Don't worry about it. This can go away. And John, I'm not sure if we told you we're going to do this, but I need you to come in here because we're going to show it as a centerpiece now. And then all we need is the stand, if we could figure out where the stand is. I'll let you do this part. Because we can then add some cute, cute stuff like this inside there. Okay, Peggy, this is it. You had talked, I heard you Facebooked me about these pieces in specific, I think a year or two ago. Hopefully you ended up getting them. But the little lambs are sweet. Again, we can just tuck a few little eggs in here. And do we have any more flowers? Yeah, anything. Anything's good. Oh, we got a few here too. You'd finish it up. We didn't finish the wreath, but this is easy to do. Add a little bit of greenery to it. What a great, are you able to get like a down view on this, John, at all? You're good. But how easy it is to make a centerpiece and make your fairy I'm laughing at this, make the fairy your focal. John is lifting up the entire tripod to get this. So please give John a clap on the comment section for lifting the tripod to get this picture. Thank you, John. He's strong. He's young and strong. But I just added some fun things. Added some of these resin pieces in there to add different texture. We've got the silk flowers. We've got the wreath. It's laying on the table. This is where you get to recycle things. You have a wreath, and maybe one year you hang it on your wall or on your mantle or on your door. Another year you use it as a table centerpiece. Kind of makes it more fun doing different things. And some people are liking the lambs, I see. Renee, Michael says you do beautiful floral. Michael, he does. You're right, Michael. Thank you. Renee does a great job with floral. So Jong does also. So we're all a good team together. We make great teamwork together doing all this stuff. Okay, so you got the two sizes on the, what is this guy called again? For me, forget it. Easter egg fairy small. We leave it up on the screen. I guess I can just look up there and see. So these are a little bit harder to find because it's last year, but it's great colors. And I love the check pattern, like the yellow and the white with the silver threads. Love that check pattern. And as you can see, I like to just mix and add stuff. So I think we're going to then go on to what's next, whatever's next for us. I'll just tuck this guy in here. He can be peeking out. And then we're going to go on to the next. And good, I'm giving inspiration. That's great. The big spinner would fit the wreath. What do you mean the big spinner? Oh, the rotating base. That would be very cool. Jong actually had suggested that. Say, let's do the rotating base with this. I said, well, let's do that next time because we were a little disorganized in getting all this together. So, yeah, the rotating base would be pretty wonderful and magical to put it as an entry or somewhere in your home. So we are going to go on to Santa Claus, Father Easter next. So these are going to kind of go away somewhere. Who knows where? And I am going to come back to Father Easter here. And what's neat about this is I like to have the larger scale pieces in the home setting. So next to the lamp, on a side table, can be up on a mantle. For sure can be up on a mantle. But I like him here. He's greeting somebody. He's greeting us. And what I love about him, all the details, is the color. Yellow is one of the Pantone colors of 2021. Did I know that before we made this? No. But did we get lucky? Maybe yes, but we have good eyes. Jong and I do a lot of fabric shopping, a lot of material shopping and trimming shopping, and I will say that we have good eyes. So we see lots of good stuff, and we're kind of in tune to what we like. So maybe we foretold that or foresaw that. The gorgeous yellows. There's some soft, buttery yellows, some warm yellows or textures. There is lots of different color in here. There's still lavenders and pinks. Great, great piece. And it went away. They're asking me to answer a question, but it went away, so I can't see it. Oh, Brian backed it back down. How would you attach a fairy to the wreath safely? You could just use some wire. That would be okay. You could just use some wire. Robbie, thank you for that question because you just gave me a second idea. A little bit of wire would add that fairy to the wreath safely. How sweet to take your small size fairy and put him in Santa's hand here, Santa's arm. So thanks for that idea, Robbie. That was great. So that's what inspired me on that. Things just pop up, they happen. And so I like doing this extemporaneously because here we've added two pieces together. This could be any of your fairies. It could be a little boy fairy, a little girl fairy, but very sweet. This is in Father Easter's hands. So how charming is that? Love his yellow boots. Love all the yellow colors on there. That's great. We'll see the nice close-up John's doing for us. John's doing a great job on camera work. You know, we got him from Hollywood. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, and then we're going to go on to, I'm going to stay right here. My God, Renee, would you put in here rocks? There are rocks in here, literally. Okay, so the next thing is, and you've seen these, there's very few of these left. So I think we have very few left. I know that the marketplace retailers bought them the most. So if you really love these, there's like 6 different styles. There's smaller ones. This is the only one left in this that we have because we've sold all of them. So this is literally the last piece or the second to last piece. There's 2 or 3 left. Rose will know for sure. But there's different sizes of these. Really very pretty. Again, I would like it next to a lamp or on a mantle or somewhere. I want to accessorize it with something. If I had it on a mantle, I'd probably put some candle holders next to it over here. I use the LED battery-operated ones, and I've gotten lazy and like them where they go on and off by themselves. A little 4-hour run, and they go on and off by themselves, which is nice. Just charge the batteries, and we're good. But great piece, great vignette or tablescape of different pieces. And this is one of the elfins. There's some little furry rabbits, similar flowers that we used. Great little pieces on black velvet. They are completely, you're going to see them, I'm going to turn it sideways, it's not going to fall apart. There's no staples on the bottom, so that's not going to scratch your table. All the staples are on the top to secure that velvet in. And as you can see, everything stayed on, so it didn't fall off. So Luis and Laura and some of the other girls in the warehouse are making these, or were making them, and they did a great job with it because they didn't fall off. So great piece, great gift piece also. Okay, what's going to be next, or do we have any good questions for us? Can we bring Father Easter to the big table? Sure. So while we're looking at the back, look at that pretty fabric, and look at how the trimming. Are we able to get this nice sharp trimming? Because this is like a very deep pink, almost not ruby, but magenta jewel, and how it just pops against this soft yellow sculpted velvet. I love the harlequin or diamond pattern, solid, but it is textured. That velvet is textured, so you can feel what's embossed. You can feel the difference. This sharp, hot pink sparkling against this soft yellow is just really pretty. And then the delicate, soft, almost bunny fur white is fur. It's a faux fur, but it just is so soft and pretty. So what a great color combination, if I can say so, that we put together. So, and I think, John, what they want you to do is, with your Hollywood experience, is to get a good zoom of this and just like, let's do a pan of the whole piece while I figure out what the heck the next item is. Don't get my wrinkles, get his wrinkles. Wow, very, very pretty. Thank whoever asked to put that to the table. Thank you, very, very good. Thank you, Terry. You're giving me good remarks there. Michael, Brenda, Trudy. Hi, Trudy. Thank you. I recognize so many names. I feel like I know so many of you because Terry asked me to join both of the different collectors clubs, and I'm really glad that I did. She's the moderator for both of those, or one of the moderators, I think. But I've really been glad to see all the engagement on this. Different than my Facebook page, and so I see them all. I don't always answer all of them. I try to, but I do actually see all of them. So, hi, Becky. Becky from Miss Casey's in Midland, Texas, one of my favorite places to go. And Becky and I are like brother and sister because we talk about all sorts of things and engage and have a great time together. She's got a great store there in Midland. So, I'm all over the place with this. Thank you for that. And we are going to talk about next. This is going to go away for a second now. I want to show you, I've showed you this piece before. It's the King of Hearts rabbit. It's like 4 feet tall. But I purposely wanted to show you this, first of all, because John said, put it on the staircase. This is where it belongs, is on the staircase. Well, the staircase isn't finished yet. We're still building out the studio. I said, okay, we'll do it anyways. But I want to show you because I want to pick it up and move it so you can really see that it's not that heavy. I'm not that strong. I used to be when I was young and handsome, but I'm not that much anymore. But this is very light. Easy to move. I guess I'll put it here. I can lower it. You, John, you tell me otherwise. But imagine once the banister is up, we'll get the banisters built, and we'll finish out this wall as we get finished along. But what a great piece this would make on your staircase or on your entry. The King of Hearts rabbit is, I call it part of a trilogy, but it's actually going to be a quadrology once we come up with next year's piece. But we've done, for the last 3 years, a 48-inch approximate size rabbit. We did a Master of Ceremonies rabbit the first year, which was wonderful. It's kind of Alice in Wonderland inspired. And then a Mad Hatter rabbit, which was very cool last year. And so great pieces. And then we did this King of Hearts rabbit for this year. Chris asked about the Queen of Hearts that went with her. We did actually design a Queen of Hearts piece, and we decided not to put it in the line. I got the piece here. Chris, you're just getting the update on it. You didn't get it, as you know. But we did it as a auction-like situation, and somebody in Canada got it, and they ended up getting it for like $1,700. And all of that money was donated to a local charity in Orange County, California here, that actually helps mentally disabled adults. It's a home. It's called L'Arche Wavecrest. And so we supported them with that. They were doing an event, and so I thought, that's perfect. It's a great piece, and it can go to somebody. So there is one queen out there, and she actually went to Canada. So a Canadian, it got to somebody in Canada that ended up getting it. So the queen is out there. She's in Canada right now. And the king is here for you. Can you show the back of his cape? Absolutely. What is so cool? First of all, you know what? Let's do the close-up, John, first, because all this detail work that, I say John and I did this together, and we did, but John did so much of it. And we work a little bit like Renee and I were doing with that flower arrangement. We sometimes are putting stuff on at the same time, and it just somehow works. But I will give John the credit. He did most of this. All this great detail. This is a embroidered piece that we cut and then added the different jewels on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different jewels on there. Of course, a tassel that's handmade that goes with it, and it's colored so that it matches with the jeweling on here. There is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-layer bow on here. Of course, that's me from my flower days. And a crown, like a crown jewel almost, for his buckle. Lots of detail that comes through up here. I mean, when you see this is stunning. The fabrics up here, there's some great brocade fabrics. This is the fun part of making the products, is it goes back to the beginning of the shopping. And we shop, John, Gina, and I shop the markets for, a week, at least a week straight. We are dead tired. We are as tired as dogs at the end of each day. But we buy so much stuff. And my bookkeeper, Land, has scolded me multiple times because I keep saying I need more money. Or Gina, wire to Gina's account. We need more money because we're buying so much stuff. But when you buy gorgeous stuff, we just find gorgeous stuff, it just comes together. It's easy to come together with that good product, good fabrics and trimmings. We don't always know what we're going to do with it. In fact, I would say most of the time we don't know what we're going to do with it. We just know it's beautiful and we want to use it. So it comes together so nicely. I talked about this before. This is a piece of it's a roll of ribbon-like. And we bought this, John, how many years ago? 5 years ago, 6 years ago? And we never used it. It was expensive, and we couldn't figure out how to use it. But we had it, and it was just, when you have good stuff, it eventually works out. And we finally figured out what a great way to turn this into like a part of a staff, the banner for him. So, details. This gorgeous royal blue velvet. This salmon red sculpted velvet here. The soft yellows, color of the year, remember that. The true red on the crown. The lavender heart of his collar. And I want to turn him around this way because he has a very Renaissance style cape off to the side. And look at how wonderful this is. It's just off his shoulder, so he's very Renaissance style. It's got the gold, it's got his gorgeous trimmings. I think we've had this trimming, John, for 100 years also. I think we just bought it and never used it. But again, when you have it, you find a use for it eventually. There's always a use for it. It just doesn't always come up at that time. Before I go any further, look at how we pleated the fabrics and brought this in. And then, of course, we had to trim it out with some great jewels. And, of course, I wanted to add a big, fluffy bow down there. Patty Sue, if you're still watching, I know how us florists at heart, how we add bows to so many things. And I think they're pretty. I think they add to it and softens it a little bit and just accents all the other gorgeous details that are on there. So as we turn it around, and I'm going to put him up, John, I'm going to go up a step because he's going to come off the back end. So he's got a big butt. What can I say? But he's got a bigger tail. So he's got this fun tail. And again, you can see how his cape is just off to the side, off of his shoulder. And again, no details left undone. I'm going to lean him this way. There are turquoise feathers with some jeweling on them. That's a gorgeous jewel. And then a beaded tassel. And that's all made by hand. That's just, a lot of times you have to just make the first piece, and have production show them how that they're going to make it. So, and he's got his back end there, but you can see the heart. You can see the heart collar, how neat that is. Again, this big fuzzy tail. Look at how gorgeous this fabric is in the arm before I move it away. Can we get a zoom of that? That is like a very soft, almost ocean blue with gold embroidered threads in there. Green, sage greens, and pinks. Just magnificent. Is that as close as we can get, or that's about it? I'm not going to make you go any further. He's signaling me I have to buy a better camera. Okay, so we have shown this great piece as much as we can. Magnificent piece. He's part of a trilogy until next year when he becomes part of a quadrology or whatever that would be. But do we have the name of it planned out yet? I think we do. But anyways, we're working on this year, next year, last year, all of these things together. Okay, so next piece is going to be, okay. Renee, do you know what the next piece is? All right, it is, let me do that at the end. Oh, this was, okay. Okay, so remember we did the one with the Easter basket one. This is actually from my home, and I actually have had these in my garage. And these are old Mark Roberts planters from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago. And didn't want to give up the last piece. I don't usually get to keep all the stuff that we have. It's very, very rare. We get so many different items. So thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. We get so many different items, I don't get to keep all the pieces, as much as I would like to. But I found these. I must have just loved them. I think it's because of the birds. And look at the bird, it's yellow. So here we are, color of the year again. This is what is this flower? This is the welcome spring fairy. So he's got the watering can. So how perfect is this? This is the medium-sized one. How perfect is this I'm going to do it this way, to stick this tube up, or stick this metal tube in his spot in the back and tuck him in there. Cool about this, I like having live plants in the house. They create oxygen. They're pretty. I mix them with silk flowers sometimes, or silk plants also. But how cool is this? He's watering the plants, because who forgets to water the plants? I do a lot. So I like Ming Aurelius and ivies because they can go dry for a long time. But how cool is this? Let's see, are we going to get his watering can in a second? Yeah, we are. Look at that. So here he is watering the plants. How perfect is this? Welcome spring. After a cold, cold winter, especially those of you in Texas and Georgia and the Carolinas, how cold it was this winter. I know up in the upper Midwest also it's cold, and in New England and New York. But we're welcoming spring now. So it's still cold, though, out here in California. We're like in the 50s and 60s, so for me it's cold. But really cold as earlier this year. So great piece. This uses some of those wonderful fabrics also. And I'm going to take this guy off for a minute then and talk about this. Let me set him here for just a minute, because he's going to look cute there for me. And I'm going to take the same flower arrangement that Renee made and just tuck the same little fairy, the little version, if I can see it. into there because they're just cute in flower arrangements. When you do fresh flowers, you can have them over there. But what I want to show you on this is, I'll call it the coutouring of his outfit, because look at how his outfit is. He's got this blue with the pink fabrics. He's got this other pink satin, and how they're layered as a different vest, and they purposely come to different levels, almost like a chef. But this is not a chef. He is a master of the garden, and so we're seeing lots of different details. We go down to that tangy green that I like so well. But I like the way he's coutoured. He's got lots of different layers on here. We've been able to show lots of different fabrics in a way that doesn't overdo it at the same time, and yet it's really tasteful. So I'm going to put him back on the plant. This is a fun thing to do also because you can switch them out. I have plants all the time in the house. So I have orchids, and I like green plants also. And I usually go to Trader Joe's and get my orchids once a month, once every 2 months. And who knows, I just want to buy little green plants or whatever. But I usually rotate them around a lot also when they need to be rotated. And this is a fun way to do things. If somebody's coming over, for sure I'm going to get a fairy out. I probably already have one out anyways. I have more than one, I promise you. But it's fun to enliven, animate, and create interest in your pieces because it's unexpected. So, yeah, I love it. Susan is saying how she loves the crystals coming out of here. So, absolutely. That was, I think, an original Zhong invention of let's make the water. How do we make them water? And what a great invention that was, concept to have the crystals coming out. And that was from a trimming that we had. I said, oh, let's just take them off. We have to do that one at a time. So very, very fun piece to do this way. Okay. Thank you, Robbie. Yeah, the watering can looks great. I love his boots. Janine, cool. Easter theme, perfect, perfect. Okay, last thing I'm going to show you is, we can just leave these right here, is an Easter basket. So, I went shopping last night, and I bought chocolate. Russell Stover chocolate is what I found, and if you guys know anything, I grew up in Ohio, and I'm almost certain Russell Stover chocolates originated in Cleveland. So it's kind of cool that, like near where I grew up and where my mom was born in Cleveland, and where her father was a doctor, that's where it originated from. So, we got to figure out what I'm going to do with this thing. We're going to do these guys. Renee, actually, can you do these over there? Remember, this is the first time, and we're not real planned, so we're doing it live and figuring it out. So, okay, so I went and got a blue Easter basket because I like blue, and did some ribbons and some pre-made stuff. But what I'm going to do with the small pieces is, after I'm done making a mess over here, is put in, I think this, because this is so cute. This is just like really cute. Are there flowers around here that I can steal? Yeah, that bunch right there, and a pair of wire cutters. Any pair, that's good. And I'm going to tuck some of these just stems of flowers in the back. Oh, cool, thank you, John. These. I'm actually going to tuck them in. But you know what? Easter baskets are great for just to have, but also great to do if you're going to somebody's house for a gift or something. But to just tuck some of this stuff in to help it stay and make it look pretty. And I like this. You know, again, these resin pieces are question about the big king rabbit. Can his arms be posed or do they stay like that? They can be posed. The arms can be posed. The legs are stiff, but the arms can be posed. So these resin pieces that I was mentioning, you can get them at dillards.com and paragold.com, and some of the retailers, your independent retailers. But for sure, I know you can get them at the Dillards and Paragold have the full collection. So just tucking some of this different stuff in here. I got the little old-fashioned grass because that's what I did when I grew up. And of course, once I saw Russell Stover candies, I'm like, okay, this reminds me of home. So I would want to put in here this boy. They come a boy and a girl. I'm going to put the Mr. Rabbit. I'm not sure what he's, Mr. Easter Basket Rabbit. I'm going to just tuck him in here because how cool was that? To just add some animation in there. And I am not going to open this because if I do, I want to eat it later. So I'm going to just stick the box in. How cute is that? But for sure, these Cadbury cream eggs, which I have not had for a long time, and you can't tell by looking at me. But I'm gonna put some of these right in there. Cool, they're colorful. Ooh, they're heavy. They're colorful little eggs in there. John, I'll probably ask you to pick up the camera again. God knows, maybe not. But, and then put some of these the styrofoam eggs in there. And then, Renee, can I hand you off some of this? Because I've got too much up here. Just this one, and then this one. I'm going to leave this one because Easter's coming. And then, I did the one bow already. Come on. Put the bows on the end. I'm going to tie the other bow on this end here. And then, you know what? Just take some extra ribbon and, come on, let's figure this out here. Just going to split it up and maybe tie it. Who knows? Maybe tie it a little bit here. And then just wrap it around and let it be soft. But you know how great is it? If you're going to a friend's house, family house for Easter or around Easter time, what a great gift to bring to somebody. You could tuck a little bit of flower. I don't have one right now. But you could tuck some flowers up on the top. At the very top. Yeah, some of that ivy would be great. That gold ivy would be perfect. This is not going to stay for me. But perfect. I think when you're doing anything with florals, artificial or whatever, I think that part of the trick is just do it. You've heard me say that, I'm sure, before, but don't be afraid of it. Just do it. Stick the stuff in. You have to wire it in and secure it. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have that time, but maybe I can get it to stay. We'll see. But how cute is that to be going to somebody's house? That's why you secure it in. But you've got your rabbit, little Easter rabbit in there, Mr. Rabbit. It could just as well be the Mrs. How sweet is she? It could just as well be the Mrs. And we can see the full detail of the larger pieces here. Imagine these same pieces in that great carriage that Renee put together for us earlier. I love these colors because they have more purples and lavenders in them. And for me, I love those with the yellows. I think the yellow and purple is so pretty together. Part of that is because they're kind of complementary colors on the color wheel. So you're seeing lots of great colors in there. This has a lot of great detail. I'm going to move this guy for a minute. On her, in addition to this lavender and gold fabric, there's all this jeweling. There's lots of great jeweling. And then the very, very soft green satin. It's a sparkly metallic. My words are failing me. I think the Easter Bunny wants me to have that basket. Okay, hey Hope, how are you doing? Okay, cool. Say hi to Mylene, definitely Deborah. She's downstairs in the office and she does a great job, so thank you. So, let's wind up with some questions, if anything. Does anybody have any questions? Hi Peggy, how are you doing? How is it in Port St. Lucie? Hopefully it's warmer down there now. So we're going to be doing these maybe every 3 weeks, once a month. We'll figure that out. But we want to do more of where I come into your home or where you come into my home, basically, situation, and can engage and can see the stuff. I know you see it online a lot, but this gives us a chance to kind of do different things. So, hi, Rose. Thanks for your help earlier this week. Thanks, Marcia. Rose does a great job also. My staff, it gives me a good chance. I have a lot of great staff. So many of them have been here for 10, 15, 20 plus years. So really, really good team, good assemblage of people. And I'm glad that you know them by name and that they do such a good job to take care of you because they do a good job. They do a great job. So, will you incorporate any of the black and white check on the elder fairies? Yes, Diane. I know how hot and how popular that is and how timeless and classic that is. So yes, for sure, we'll be doing that continually because there's 90 degrees in Port St. Lucie, my goodness. Yes, we'll continue to do that black and white, but we're doing lots of other checks also. Blue and white, green and white, blue and yellow. For next year, there's some great, I did show some fabrics the last show, and I'll show some again in the future of what we're working on for the next year. But the check patterns are really strong, and as well as the stripes. and we're mixing those with the black and white and other colors. But there's lots of different colors that are fun to do and very classic and timeless. So this was fun. We got it right. We made a few little bumbles along the way, but compared to the last ones, we have really made a good progress. That's a good team. Brian's behind the camera. A warehouse tour would be awesome. Someday. We used to do it open to the public. We don't do that right now. But anyways, Brian's behind the scenes, behind on the computer at the control desk. John is on the cameras. Jong is directing for us, which was great. Renee helped me on the side. So, we're going to do these where we're all interchanging. So, Jong's going to help me next time. We're going to do this together. I already told Rose she has to come up and help do some. Hannah can help do some also. So, cat figures. Cats, we will show cats on the next show, which is going to be in about 3 weeks. So we'll show the cats then, and we have more cats coming next year because they were very, very popular. So my home is all Mark Roberts every holiday. I know that, Steve, because I see those great videos you do. Steve Garcia does a great job. Watch his videos. So Mark Schneider, thank you for showing up. Now, Mark Schneider works with Carol, or Carol works with Mark in Sacramento, and we're going to try to get the retailers to do simulcasts. So if you live in Sacramento, you can go to William Glenn and see it on a bigger screen TV, and they'll have a lot of that product right there, which is great. Same thing in Leavenworth at Kris Kringle and other stores. Hi, Janie, I miss you. I love you. Janie Reese, my dear, dear friend. She's in New York. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Trudy. Lots of different, yay on the cats, cool. Yeah, the cats were a surprise this year, actually. We did 2 cats, and we were really pleased with them, but we didn't really do a whole collection like we usually do, and they were a big hit right away. And so we are doing a lot of different cats for next spring, and then the following Christmas. We've done all of 2021 already, where we always work about a year ahead. So the next new cats are for next year, 2022. So, but they're on the drawing board. So we're going to have some fun things. So anyways, thank you all. This was a lot of fun to do. We are still figuring it out a little bit, but I think we work as a team. We've all worked together. Most of us, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 of us right up in here. Angela's behind us in the next room, but we've all worked together for basically about 15, 16 years. Except for John, who was in Hollywood for all those years, and so we just got him recently, the last couple of years. But when will you be on Shop HQ? Mary Jo, Francis, I don't believe I will be back on Shop HQ. I think that is over, and so that's why we're doing these, which gives me the opportunity to do it with my own control, so that I can do it the way I want to show it to you, rather than being forced to bang, 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 bang. So we spent more time with all of this. We can interact together with some of the crew. It'd be fun to watch the next one because Jong has always these amazing ideas. And he was giving me some ideas like, let's do this and let's do that for this year. I said, no, let's do it for the next one. It's too soon. We've got to plan more. But he's going to do the next one with me, and it will be more fun because he'll have some really great ideas, and he'll show you some things that look complicated, but he actually shows us how to make it look easy to do. And it's a simple trick. It's one step at a time. And he's got a great vision on it. So, okay, so we're going to kind of wind this down. It's almost 5 o'clock, or it's almost midnight or something in Australia, where they're watching over there. And, we're going to try to get different stores in different locations to simulcast at the same time. They won't have all the product, but they'll have some of the product, and they'll have different varieties and different things so you can see them and touch them up front. And hopefully those store owners will be nice and serve a little wine or something. I'm not sure that I would do that here because I'm already a little bit dopey. So, anyways, we know that we will not be, Sandra, we will not be on Shop HQ anymore. So we're done with Shop HQ. That was a great run we had for 4 or 5 years, and it's the second long run we had with them. We had it about 10 or 12 years ago, but we're done with that, and so we're going to do it this way right now. So we're having fun doing it this way. It's a little bit different, but you can still go to the Mark Roberts Marketplace to get all the products that you see, and you're going to get them from local retailers all around the country for that. So thank you, Newman, Georgia. Did I say that right? I think I did. Daytime here in Melbourne. Janine, I am going to come to Melbourne. I am going to come to Australia sometime. I don't know when, but I've talked to Brian White from Whitehill, who's our distributor there, and yes, there is plans at some point to come back to Australia. We were there many years ago for very short moments, but to do maybe a couple events in a couple stores there or something. We'll figure that out later. But yeah, Brian Horton in Florida asked about, am I going to be doing any events this year? There are tentatively some events planned, but because of COVID, we don't know for sure. Tentatively, yes, but nothing is solid yet. So we'll know later in the year on that. But it won't be the extensive ones that we did last year. So anyways, thank you all very much. I'll try to answer any other questions. Afterwards when I get home and eat and sit on the sofa and watch TV and answer a few questions. So thanks, Trudy. I appreciate that. I like doing it this way. I like the engagement. I like the fact that we can work with Rose, with Renee, with Jong, with Hannah. We can get up and do some things together, and because this is how we set up the showrooms. We all work together. This is how we design the product. We all work together. Jong, Renee, and I actually do all the product work together. Renee just started, what, a year ago? 2 years ago? He's worked with me forever, but he just started working on the product design, and we're a great team, and that's what puts it all together is the great teamwork. So thank you guys all very much, and we'll stay tuned, and I think about 3 weeks from now we'll do it again. So you know what? Let us know one thing. What time would you like to see it? And give me your time zone. We did 4 o'clock California, 7 o'clock in the evening New York. Tell us what time you like. We'll see what we can adapt to that and see. But okay, I guess we're going to wind it down. Brian, are you ready to? Did we pay the electric bill? We can go through the end of the minute or something? Okay, cool. Okay, thank you guys all very much. Happy Easter. Be safe. Wear your masks. I know my mask is somewhere around here. I don't know what happened to it. But wear your mask. Stay safe. Get your vaccine when you can, when it's your turn. And we'll see you next time, okay? Cool. Oh, that's great.